Hello from Freedomtax Accounting. We are an accounting firm here in Florida where we have been providing quality tax and accounting services for now over 20 years. Today is August 13th and we are going to discuss the Trump payroll tax cut that was issued last Saturday, August 8th as a memorandum in the White House. We wanted to do this video because since Saturday we have been getting a lot of phone calls from business owners and even our own corporate accounting clients with questions around how to implement this, because already some other employees are asking about it. So we wanted to make this video to help you, the small business owner, know exactly what to do with the payroll tax cut and what to tell your employees as well. Now, reminder that we are recording this video on August 13th. The reason we say the date is because these federal aids have been constantly changing. Whatever we discuss today may change as soon as this afternoon. So that's the importance of subscribing to our channel. We are doing our best to keep you updated with the correct and latest information regarding all the SBA help and whatever aid is coming for during this coronavirus pandemic for small businesses. So that's why it's a good idea to subscribe to our channel so you keep on top of all the information. Okay, now remember that this video is intended for educational purposes and should not be taken as legal or tax advice. You should consult with your financial professional about your unique financial situation before acting on anything discussed in these videos. Freedomtax Accounting or its members cannot be held liable for any use or misuse of this content. Now, basically, last Saturday, August 8th, President Trump signed one executive order and 3 memorandums. If you see the news, they're saying that he signed 4 executive orders. If you see the details in the White House website, it's actually 1 executive order and 3 memorandums, okay? Now, these are the 4 things that President Trump signed on Saturday. The first one was a memorandum on providing $400 per week for unemployment. The memorandum on payroll tax cut starting in September 1st. This is what we're going to go into detail in this video. He also signed a memorandum on continued student loan payment relief until the end of the year, 2020. And the executive order he did sign was providing assistance to renters and homeowners to prevent evictions. So we're going to discuss in this video only the memorandum for the payroll tax cut. Okay. Now, before we go into the memorandum, we wanted to show you exactly what are payroll taxes. Okay. Payroll taxes is a tax that anyone who makes income in the United States has to pay. The payroll tax is 15.3%. That's the total payroll tax. This 15.3% is divided into 12.4% that goes to Social Security and 2.9% that goes into Medicare. So that's the total payroll tax that anyone who makes income in the US has to pay. Now, what happens when you are an employee is that your employer pays part of these taxes for you. So this payroll tax is actually divided in 2 parts. It is divided into the employee portion and also divided into the employer portion. And it is divided equally. So as you can see, the employee portion and the employee portion, it's 6.2% of Social Security tax and 1.45% of Medicare. That's the employee portion. And the employer portion is the same thing, 6.2% Social Security and 1.45% of Medicare. Okay, so this is the payroll tax. Okay, now how does the payroll tax work? Basically, every time you get a paycheck, every time you get paid, 7.65% of your wages when you're a W-2 employee are subtracted from your paycheck to fund Social Security and Medicare. Okay, once again, the 6.2% for Social Security and 1.45% for Medicare. Okay, your employer, as mentioned before, pays his share. He matches your withholding, okay, for a total of 15.3%. Now, this is when you are an employee that you're getting paid through payroll. If you're self-employed, you are paying the same 15.3%, but you're paying it all yourself because you don't have an employer paying half of it for you, okay? Now, when this came out, when the payroll tax came out on Saturday, there was a lot of confusion if the payroll tax cut was for the full 7.5% for the employee, or is it was only the 6.2% for Social Security. So a lot of news and many other people, even ourselves, in the last video we did on Saturday, we were under the impression that the payroll tax cut was going to be for the full 7.75% employee portion. But now guidance has come out and the payroll tax cut is only for the 6.2% Social Security tax. So this is the 6.2% for the employee portion. This is what President Trump's memorandum cuts. Okay, so basically those are the details and how payroll tax work, but let's go straight to the memorandum. So if you go to the White House website, this is the actual memorandum that was signed on Saturday, August 8th. And this is the memorandum talking about payroll tax obligation. Now, as you can see, this is a deferment of the payroll tax cut. So that's why it's not a cut, it is a deferment, meaning that somehow you're going to have to pay this back. It is this cut or this portion of your payroll that you don't have to pay now is getting deferred to be paid later. Okay, so that's why it's not actually a cut. All right, so if you read the memorandum, first part is just a summary of the pandemic. Here is where we get interested in section 2. Here is basically the order the president is making to the Secretary of the Treasury, Mr. Mnuchin. So here are the Secretary's orders. He is directed to use his authority, the Secretary of the Treasury authority, with this section of the code of law. This is the code of law that actually gives the Secretary of the Treasury the authority to do this. And it says to defer the withholding, deposit, and payment of the tax imposed by this section of the tax code. Okay, this one here. So if we take a look at the tax code and we look for that part of the code, as you can see, the memorandum says this is what's going to be deferred, and we have to detail the letter A. So when we take a look at the tax code, the letter A is only for the 6.2% part of payroll tax. Section B talks about the other 1.45% for Medicare. Okay, so this memorandum is saying that only this portion of the payroll tax cut is the one that's going to be deferred. That's why the deferment is, now we have clear that the payroll tax deferment is for 6.2% of payroll tax. Okay, now it says that it is applicable starting September 1st of this year through the end of the year. So if this goes through, basically you as the small business owner, you don't have to withhold the 6.2% of Social Security of the employee portion starting September 1st and ending December 31st. Okay, now who does this apply to? The memorandum says that the deferral shall be made available to employees who make less than $4,000 bi-weekly. So it's for employees who make under $2,000 a week, or $4,000 bi-weekly, or employees who make $104,000 a year. If you make more than that, you will not get this payroll tax deferment from your paycheck. Okay? Now, it says here that the amounts deferred, this once again, this is where the detail that is the tax is not cut, the tax is not eliminated, the tax is deferred. Okay? Now, even though it says it is deferred, okay, here on section 4, it says that the president is giving orders to the secretary, Mr. Mnuchin, to explore avenues, including legislation, to eliminate the obligation to pay these taxes deferred pursuant to the implementation of this memorandum. So basically, the president is saying because that right now this memorandum defers the payroll tax, but he is ordering the secretary to look for ways on how to eliminate it in the future. Okay? Section 3 says that the Secretary of the Treasury will issue guidance to implement this memorandum. This is very important because basically the memorandum says this is what the president wants to be implemented and done, but we still have to wait for guidance from Treasury to see actually how this is going to be implemented. So that's the memorandum in itself, okay? So basically, to recap, the memorandum says that only 6.2% Social Security part of the employee portion of the paycheck will be deferred. Once again, not eliminated, starting from September 1st to the end of the year 2020. Okay? When this is implemented, if it gets implemented, the employees are going to see an automatic 6.2% raise on their paychecks. Okay? Now, this creates several issues with employers. Why? Because you, as the small business owner that has employees, your business is the one responsible for collecting this from the employee and sending it to the government. Okay? Since it is deferred, it's not eliminated as of today unless they cut it in the future. But as of today, it is a deferred payroll tax cut. Your business has to pay that deferred amount some point in the future. We don't know how they're going to implement it. We don't know if they're going to say you have 1-2 years to pay it back. But the responsibility to pay back is for your business. So this creates several issues with employers because yes, you're not paying this tax cut now to your employees, but in the future your business is going to have to pay it back. So there's no scenario where it is a good idea to tell your employees that now they have to pay that back to your business. So that is creating issues with small business owners. And also another issue is what happens with an employee that you are not withholding this payroll tax now, but you're going to have to pay that payroll tax for them in the future. But what happens if that employee leaves? You still are stuck with the tax bill. So that's why it is creating issues at this point, and I think that's why the president ordered the Secretary Mnuchin to look for ways to cut it in the future. So I think it's a good idea, and I think it will get cut at some point, but we just have to wait if they allow this to be implemented. Okay. Another recap of the memorandum: it only applies for employees making $2,000 a week or less, or $4,000 biweekly, or $104,000 a year. If you make over that, then you will not see this 6.2% raise in your paycheck. Okay? And most importantly, we still have to wait for the Secretary of the Treasury, Mr. Mnuchin, to issue guidance on the implementation. Remember, if this is implemented, this is going to start September 1st, okay? But we are still waiting on guidance from the Treasury to see exactly how this is going to be implemented and what do the business owners need to do to get this implemented into their payroll, okay? So basically, how does this help? This helps business owners and it also helps the employees. Because remember, in the CARES Act, the employee portion of the 6.2% Social Security already can be deferred. So the employer portion of Social Security in the CARES Act that was signed in March, you as a business owner can already defer it, where you have 2 years to pay it back. And now this memorandum takes the 6.2% Social Security employee part of Social Security and defers it as well. So if you're a small business that now defers the employee portion and you also defer your employer portion, this is creating a lot of doubt with economists saying, so how will Social Security be funded? Since right now Social Security is as we speak, is having financial problems. Now the president did say that he may find a way to fund Social Security another way. So the way this helps basically is that it's going to save money to the employer, because now they don't have to pay if they defer that payment in the future. The employer, or you as the small business owner, you will not have that payroll tax liability, and now the employee will not see that portion of their paycheck withheld. So the employee is going to get an automatic 6.2% raise, basically. Okay, so basically, what's next? What is next? What do you have to do as a business owner? Basically, we have to wait. Okay, we have to wait for guidance to come down from Treasury and the IRS to see how this is going to be implemented. So if you're a business owner, don't make any decisions yet. Okay, we still have to wait for guidance. If your employees are asking you about this, just tell them that we're waiting on guidance from the Treasury to see how is this going to be implemented. Okay, now thank you for watching this video. We hope it has been of value to you. If you think other business owners can take advantage of this very important information, like this video. That makes YouTube show this video to other small business owners. Also remember to subscribe to our channel. That way you keep on top of any new information that will come available in the future. We want to remind you that we are praying for you. We are praying for your business. We are praying for your family, that God protect you during this pandemic. If you want to contact us, this is our contact information. Even though we are in Florida, we can provide tax and accounting services to any individuals or businesses in any U.S. State, any one of the 50 U.S. states, okay? If you want any kind of consultation, we have lowered our consultation rate to help more small business owners. A lot of consultations that we are getting right now is regarding the idle loan and how to use them. So we are providing that consultation for small business owners. We want to thank everyone who is commenting in our videos. We want to let them know that we are doing our best to answer all the questions we get in the comments. If we take longer than usual, sometimes we get so many questions that it's hard for us to answer them in a timely fashion, but we promise you that we are doing our best to answer all the questions you make in the comments. Okay? If you do not know us, we are part of Freedom Group. We are a group of 4 companies. We have the tax accounting firm, we have an immigration law firm, we have a real estate company, and a insurance and financial planning business as well. So we can help you in many ways. Once again, this is our contact information. We hope this information about the Trump payroll tax cut has been useful and valuable for you. So please like and share this video, and remember to subscribe to our channel. God bless you and have a great day. Bye.